Hello everyone, I am Dr. S.K. Samim. In today's clinical masterclass, we are breaking down the new Ballard score, a vital tool for estimating neonatal gestational age. Whether you are in a busy NICU or a labor room, being able to accurately assess physical and neuromuscular maturity of newborn is a core skill, especially when the maternal dates are uncertain. I wouldn't just go over the theory, I am going to demonstrate each maneuver step by step on a neonate so you can see exactly how to elicit these findings. If you are a nursing student or a doctor preparing for the clinical rounds or exam, this video is for you. Let's get started. The Ballard score was first introduced in 1979 by Dr. Jean L. Ballard, who was a pediatrician, to assess a neonate's gestational age from 26 weeks to 44 weeks. We have to conduct this examination within the first 96 hours of life for optimal accuracy, though it is commonly used within the first 24 to 48 hours of life. But for the extremely premature infant less than 26 weeks, we have to do it within the first 12 hours of life. To perform this Ballard scoring, a doctor or trained provider assess 6 physical and 6 neuromuscular criteria. In 1991, this Ballard score was modified and developed to include the extremely premature infant from 20 weeks to 44 weeks. There are two components in Ballard: neuromuscular maturity and physical maturity, with 6 parameters in each component. Each parameter is given a score, and higher score indicates more maturity, and total score corresponds to gestational age. It can be used from extremely preterm infant to postpartum babies. Now let's move to the neuromuscular criteria, which reflect the tone and posture of the baby. First, observe the resting posture in this baby and correlate with the pictures in the Ballard. In preterm baby, there are extended limbs, which indicate prematurity, and in term gestation or more mature gestation, there are flexed limbs, which indicate more maturity. So more flexion, more maturity. Second parameter in neuromuscular criteria is square window test. It checks the flexibility of the wrist and resistance to extensor stretching of the wrist. To assess the square window test, first gently flex the wrist. Then look at this angle. This angle. If this angle is less or tends to 0, it means there is more flexor tone and there is more maturity. But if this angle is wide, it means there is less flexor tone. That means there is immaturity. In term or postterm baby, that is in more mature baby, there is maximum passive flexor tone and minimum passive extensor tone. That's why in mature baby, this angle will be less because there is more flexor tone. But in preterm or premature baby, there is minimum passive flexor tone but more passive extensor tone. That's why this angle will be more in preterm baby. Next is scarf sign. To elicit scarf sign, bring the arm across the chest. Name of the test is scarf because it resembles how a scarf is wrapped around the neck. In this maneuver, if elbow crosses the midline easily, it means more prematurity because there is less flexor tone. But if it resists before midline, it indicates more flexor tone and more mature baby. Next is arm recoil test. To elicit this, first flex the forearm over the arm and keep it for 5 seconds. Then extend the forearm, count 1, 2, 3, then quickly release. Then watch for recoiling. If there is quick recoiling, it means there is more flexor tone and more mature is the baby. If there is less recoiling or no recoiling, that means the flexor tone is less and baby is more immature. I have described this test in a separate video also named Hammersmith Neonatal Neurological Examination. You can also watch this video. Next is popliteal angle. To elicit the popliteal angle, first flex the hip by touching the thigh over the abdomen. Then gently extend the knee joint by pressing the back of the leg with a finger. Then measure the angle behind the knee. If this angle is wide, it means less flexor tone and more immature is the baby. And if this angle is less, that means more flexor tone of the leg, and that is more mature baby. Next is heel to ear test. To elicit the heel to ear test, hold the foot and bring the heel towards the ear gently. Then look at the level where you can reach and correlate with the image in the Ballard scoring chart. If easier movement and more higher level, it means less maturity. Now let's move to physical criteria. First parameter in physical criteria is skin. Look at the skin of this baby. In preterm, skin is very transparent and thin. In term or more mature gestation, veins disappear as the subcutaneous fat is deposited. Next, watch for the lanugo hair. Lanugo is soft, fine body hair that is the first hair that grows out of your baby's hair follicle while they are still developing in the womb. The term lanugo comes from the Latin word lana, which means wool. Lanugo hair is most abundant at 28 to 30 weeks of gestation, but a small amount may remain at full-term baby also. Next is ear or eye. Look at the ear and check for the elastic recoiling of the ear. Ears, when folded, it remains folded at 32 weeks, but by 36 weeks of gestation, there is enough cartilage for the ear to recoil to its original state when folded. Now, look at the breast tissue of the baby. Larger the breast bud, more mature is the baby. In preterm baby, around 30 to 32 weeks, there is no appearance of breast bud and there is flat areola. But approximately at 34 weeks of gestation, there is appearance of breast bud. And in full-term baby, there is raised areola and around 5 to 10 millimeter breast bud. Now look at the plantar surface of this baby. More the creases in the plantar surface, more mature is the baby. In extremely preterm infant, less than 28 weeks, there is no creases, and in that period, we have to look for the heel to toe length. In preterm infant 28 to 32 weeks, there is appearance of faint red lines. At around 34 weeks, there is first appearance of anterior transverse crease. In full-term baby, there is presence of creases in all over the plantar surface. So, more the creases in the plantar surface, more mature is the baby. Now look at the genitalia of this baby. In male baby, we have to look for rugosity and pigmentation of scrotum and descent of the testis. Descent of testis happens in two phases. It has transabdominal phase and inguinoscrotal phase. In preterm baby less than 28 weeks, testis remains in the abdomen. At 28 to 32 weeks, testis reaches the inguinal canal. At 32 weeks to 36 weeks, testis reaches the upper scrotum. At around 36 to 38 weeks, that is in term gestation, it more descent of testis happens in the scrotum, and at around 39 to 40 weeks, bilateral full descent of testis happens. Complete descent of testis happens. But in the female baby, look for the labia majora, labia minora, and clitoris. In more mature female baby, there is enough labial fat pad so that labia majora can cover the labia minora and clitoris. Now is time for interpretation of the Ballard scoring. First, we have to sum up scores of individual items. Then this global score should have to correlate it with the corresponding gestational age as per the Ballard scoring chart. In this Ballard scoring chart, we can see that minimum scoring is -10 and maximum scoring is 50. And -10 scoring is correlated with the gestational age of 20 weeks and scoring of 50 correlated with the gestational age of 44 weeks. And here you can see that in scoring system there is gap of 5, -10, -5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, just like. But in gestational age there is a gap of 2, like 20 weeks, 22 weeks, 24 weeks, 26 weeks, 28 weeks, 30 weeks, 32 weeks. Just take an example. If scoring is 15, then corresponding gestational age will be 30 weeks. But here is some confusions. This chart doesn't mention what will be the gestational age if scoring is in between the two scoring, like if scoring is 16, 17, 18 or 19, what will be the gestational age? Not mentioned here. So just remember a mnemonics: 3 2 1. Here you can see that between 15 and 20 score, from 15 to 20 score, there is total 6 value, like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, total 6 value. First 3 value like 15, 16 and 17 will be 30 weeks. Then 18 and 19 will be 31 weeks. Then last 20 weeks will be 32 weeks. If you find this video helpful, so please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more teaching videos. Thank you.